TV versus the ESPN app. So I don't know.
Yep, absolutely. I don't. I mean, I like it. I think it's very convenient. But yeah, that is the thing where you got to jump out, and of course, but it does beat the hell out of beats the hell out of having to get up and change the channel. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Like in the old days, but
You had to do that. Your girls don't even know what that means to be the TV remote. Get up and have to be the one to change the damn channel.
yeah, absolutely. Kind of watching here on the backside, something's going on with YouTube on the YouTube page. We're having some kind of trouble connecting there. There's some other pages that are connected, but for some reason, it looks like the Revved Up page isn't. So I'll be sure and get the YouTube link out and get that shared so folks can follow along. But kind of watching here with the World Series. So I'm curious. So if you had let's say a throwaway week and a half, I think that I really like better like the World Series where you have like the 60 lap features, but like every night, and you have a little bit of variety versus where you're all week somewhere watching a lot of practice. Nothing's going on. Every now and then, you know, like Snowball, where you start having features. The World Series, though, it's like every night matters. Every night means something. It seems like when you watch this, and I know
Not
like
if
tomorrow.
you got a pro late model, though.
Yeah, well, and I know tomorrow with the Clyde Hart Memorial, that's going to be, you know, a little bit of a different situation there with because it's an ASA race and you're going to have more teams in there for that one. But I think I kind of leaning towards favoring the World Series a little bit right now, to where it's like every night is something of value, not just kind of a throwaway night.
They took away a couple extra nights of the Florida modifieds because they weren't producing. You know, the Rusty and the gang down there have kind of looked at car count, determined what's going to be. I know that first night, I guess it was it Saturday night or Sunday, that it was just everything except for the supers was a wreck fest. And then they did, you know, the bombers and stuff. They ran, you know, 50 laps with 8 cars. It's like, you know, is that all we got? But
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but the pro late model races have been worse than I say worse, not necessarily. Actually, I'll say worse than normal when it comes to wrecks that probably didn't need to happen.
Yeah. I mean, it really is, to where you sit there and you watch some of these guys and ladies, and you know that they know that they're going to be racing multiple times a week, but yet still, this is where we talk about that respect factor, and we talk about with some of the young folks where they don't process that part, that you need the car more than one night, and you go out there and you're doing stuff that's just, I mean, like I said, the races are important, but they're doing things that are just idiotic. I mean, and at times where you don't need to be doing that at that point in a long race. But yeah, they're definitely tearing some shit up this week.
It's been bad. Worse, like I said, worse than normal.
Yeah. Yep. On the show tonight, coming up in a matter of minutes, we're going to talk some more quarter midget action. Lots of happenings with quarter midgets in South and Central Texas. As that is really it. We're seeing it more. It seems like around the country, where folks are finally starting to understand what that's all about. What a big step that is for a kiddo to get started. We'll talk to our man Bruce Wright joining us, and then at the bottom of the hour, around 6:30, 7:30 Eastern, this is going to be fun. We're going to talk to Jared Fryer. He's going to tell us all about the race for the seat. That was pretty intriguing stuff right there too.
It's very the online reviews have been very split. Some people liked it. Some people say it was very scripted and predetermined, if you will, by the cars not being equal. But problem is, it's hard to get cars to be within a tenth, because everybody wants a fast one. And it was even that way in IROC. I mean, IROC was close, but I mean, you're not going to get every car equal. It's just the way that you have 5 cars. You're not going to get all 5 cars within, 2/100ths of a thousandths of a second from each other. They're not going to be that close. It's just not simple. They're not that close at Hendrick and Gibbs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like how they had the different disciplines, with short track, and then did road courses and go-karts. I mean, the concept was really good. Mini Tyrell ends up winning that, and that's
worst kept secret in racing.
Yeah, for I think the majority of the drivers in that event, you were going to get a good wheelman. I was partial to Jared. I mean, honestly, he's a friend. He's a guest on this show quite often. But, I think for just what for what the truck series is, I think he'd be great, and I hope he gets a landing spot somewhere, gets an opportunity. But we'll talk with him, maybe get some of the stuff that you didn't get to see on screen coming up.
Well, depending on what he can NDA say or not.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll be coming up. But let's jump in. Let's talk some quarter midgets. So we go from talking about guys on the cusp of going to NASCAR Cup Series or NASCAR Truck Series racing to where it all begins, and we bring back our friend on the program. It is our man. It's the captain, Bruce Wright. How you doing, sir?
Good, Rodney. Bobby, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
You know, I'm glad you got your audio and video issues working out this time. We love to see your pretty face, whether it's on camera or in person with Miss Ellie's fajitas. So,
yeah,
welcome to the show, dude. Tell us what you got going on with the quarter midgets down there. Well, I guess technically, depending on where you're at, up there, down there for you, up there for us in Austin. So, what you got happening?
It's been crazy. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, right? So we did our first arrive and drive of the year week before last and froze. It was like 30 degrees out there, and those kids were out there doing it, right? We did our classroom, we did our basic stuff, and put them in the cars and started the training. Finished it up this past week. Amazing. The turnout that we had. I don't know if I mentioned it the last time I was on the show, but I did a little post, Midlothian Talk. It's like the little town page, and just asked for some, is any families interested in quarter midget racing? And I posted a bunch of pictures. Well, the response was amazing. Out of that one little post, I'm calling it the North Texas Alliance. We've got 6 signed members that have already bought cars and 2 more that are seriously looking for cars right now. That's just Midlothian, Waxahachie, Keller, Fort Worth, everybody up here. There's several more. I mean, I think we had 12 or 14 families for the arrive and drive, and they're wanting to jump in. Just unreal the turnout. The circus was in town for the VFW, so they actually came over and we talked and introduced each other, and they gave us tickets to the circus. So me and the boys, we went to the circus Friday night, and it was awesome. Just crazy. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was we're going to do this throughout the year. And I wanted the people to know, and I think I'm going to put another little post up on the Midlothian pages and stuff up here, that just because you missed this one doesn't mean that there's not others that you can jump into. San Antonio, I believe, is doing theirs. They're doing a swap meet on the 21st, and I think they're doing a arrive and drive program that weekend as well. It's really, really good, man. I mean, the kids that were out there were some old ones. I say old, 8, 9 years old. They took to it just like that. And then, of course, we had the 5-year-olds, and it's going to take them a minute. But they did great. I mean, all of them did great. Logan went out there Friday doing what Logan does, and he got that thing crossed up on a little bump and overcorrected a little bit and wound up barrel rolling the thing 3 times and then somersaulted and landed about 2 feet from me. And he was like, I'm okay. Put me back on my wheels. Let's go. Yeah. So he's excited. He's ready to go. The challenge is getting the word out, right? And letting these families understand that this is how you start. If you even have any kind of desire to become involved in motorsports at a grassroots level, that this is it. This is the one. We talked about the pipeline with Riley. This ends up helping Owen. It helps Marianne, because these kids, and there's a couple of them right now that have graduated. Riley is one of them. There's a couple of them now that this is their last year, and they're going to HMP. They've already bought vehicles. So the pipeline is alive and well. If we start them at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they have a good understanding of what is going to be required when they get to the big racetracks. And I think that's huge. I mean, it's, again, we talked about this, right? I mean, the shows that Jake puts on, that's great, but eventually Jake's going to get old. Right. Mm-hmm. You got to have somebody coming in. You got to have more people coming in. And this is the best way to do that. is with the quarter midget deal.
And Bruce, isn't it something that you mentioned right there when you were starting to talk about that? And I've mentioned this to a couple of people where I know Austin and San Antonio are very healthy with quarter midget, always have been. I mean, you look at all the, I mean, you guys that came out of there, and the list goes on, and James and the group in San Antonio with what they do. But I think when you start getting that influx of up north, up where you are now, I think if you can get some Houston push in there, I mean, those are huge areas right there with, I mean, let's be honest, with a lot of money sitting there that can be brought in, and then you encompass everything, and you could end up like a North Carolina or something like that is just so rich in quarter midgets and constantly feeding that pipeline with new drivers.
Well, so the challenge that I'm seeing right now, because I mean, me and a couple of other families, you know, we talk to everybody. We've talked to the mayor here of Midlothian, and he's all for it. Midlothian being the concrete capital of the world, or at least of the state, we've got concrete donated. We've got grading equipment and people donated, all of the surveying done. The problem is the land.
Yeah.
My goal is to get a track built up here. Because you go talk to different people, and, you know, we talked to Little River Dragway. They had possibilities, some things we could do out there. But when you talk to, I'll say it, people like Owen or like Dean or Marianne, things like that, you know, they want to see that return on the investment. They want to see the money coming in. I get it. The problem is these clubs don't have any money.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they don't. We don't race for money. The entry fees that we charge basically pays for the trophies. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's Comanche Park there in San Antonio. It's unique. It's on city property. VFW, it's unique. It's on private property with the VFW. Up here, I got to find 10 acres.
Yeah.
And that's one reason why I was calling you the other day, is because I found 10 acres that would work. We want $500,000.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's
There's
like,
that part. Yeah.
There's that part, right? So we're working through it. There's ways to do it. And I think with you, and I've reached out to Robin, we've got enough connections that we can figure that part out. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. And then, like I said, I believe right now I've got enough people for a charter in North Texas.
Excellent.
That just makes that I-35 corridor stronger, right on up to Tulsa, and Tulsa's been up there for years. So, which kind of brings me to my other thing, right? So exciting news. We have now, this year is going to be the first year that we're doing the Boss series. Boss is Best of the Southwest, Best of the Southwest series. So it's Tulsa, Oklahoma, Pueblo, Colorado, San Antonio, Austin, Albuquerque, and Tucson, Arizona.
Nice.
And that's going to start in May, then goes right up to New Year's in Tucson. That's going to be a cool series. It's going to give families a chance to travel if they want. Nothing set in stone that you have to, but if you want to go to Pueblo and see what Pueblo's about, or the Albuquerque deal is during their hot air balloon festival. And then Tucson's about the only place in the country that races in the wintertime, because everybody else is frozen and they're not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to go do that. Of course, we got Circuit of the Americas. That's going to be in May. That's going to be a big deal. Hoping we can get some more interest out there. They're going to be 300, 400 cars nationwide racing there. So we can get the word out and get people out there that are in the Central Texas area, or even in the North Texas area for that matter. I'm really surprised we had as many families travel 2.5 hours to go down there and do test rides and then ultimately start buying cars. So lots of stuff going on. And we hadn't even talked about the big car stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got 4 jobs.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. It is a lot.
Sorry, guys, I was muted. Bruce, it always seems like, you know, when you're dealing with kids and even adults and stuff, like when you give a kid a Hot Wheel and he plays with it, he wants his own. You give an adult Hot Wheels, or you see what I have behind me, you give me some, I want to play with those too. But it's like, the biggest exposure that we've tried to see, and what we've seen for all three of us being involved in racing as long as we have, the same thing with driving is the same thing with watching it, or vice versa. Once you get them to the track, people seem really interested in it, whether they're watching it for the first time or you get those new kids in there. It's something neat. It's not like driving the little, driving the quarter midget. It's not like driving the little Tonka toy truck, plastic truck. It's not like,
No.
It's not like the little red wagon kind of thing, but it's
Right.
something different. And to see the parents supporting that, and you're going to have the parents that know racing and they want their kid to be the next Jeff Gordon. We've seen that a lot. But I think that it's cool that the arrive and drive thing, or the test and tune, whatever you guys call it over there, I think is the perfect way to break in that next set of racers, and families, because they got to come from somewhere. They're not just coming out of thin air, because we tried that for years and it didn't work. That's why the resurgence of the youth, whether it be through go-karting at the local dirt track, or especially through quarter midgets, because they progress a little bit further up the ladder. It's a great thing that you're doing. What have you seen different wise from parents now versus what you've experienced back in the past?
Well, there's a lot of excitement, which you normally get that. What's really exciting to me about the way NASCAR is doing this, USAC, the way that they're training the parents and training the kids. And I tell the parents, you're getting trained also. I had a dad come up to me the other day. Oh man, I ran sprint cars and I ran this and I ran this, blah, 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 back in the day. And then I had another dad come to me. He's like, I don't have a clue what any of this stuff means. and I looked at him and I was like, I would rather deal with somebody like you than deal with somebody like me. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, so the guy that was just here, he's raced all his life. He's done this, that, and the other. And he's going to apply all of those bad habits to his kid.
Yep.
And my experience is none of that shit works. It doesn't. And I'll tell you why. It's easier for me to take a gentleman that knows nothing but is excited, has got his kid, he's excited, and then teach them, okay, this is what it means. People misunderstand a lot when it comes to these little cars. You got to remember, it's quarter scale. It's a quarter scale car, quarter scale driver, quarter scale track. Everything is at scale. So to get a little technical and not go off the rails here, Rodney, Bobby, if you hear me at HMP say, yeah, I got to put a round of wedge in my truck, I'm going to put a round of wedge in that truck. If I do the same thing to Logan's car, I just sent him through the fence.
Yep.
Because it's 25%. It's a quarter turn, not one. Right?
Yep.
So tend to mess that part of it up. And they get themselves out so far out in left field, they get frustrated. What's really cool right now is and the way that NASCAR structures everything. It's classroom for the parents as well as the kids. We had it in my trailer because it was freezing. But I mean, it's literally grassroots. I mean, what does the green flag mean? What does the yellow flag mean? What does white flag? All through the whole thing. How to pass, how to get past, how the blend line is, where to stop, how to turn the thing on, how to turn it off. Hey, Dad, how do you this is how you start it. This is how you choke it. This is how you turn the fuel on. It's really basic stuff just to get these guys going. And it's that hands-on part of it that I'm seeing the parents, like the moms were just going wild. Moms were just absolutely freaking out and having a great time.
Bruce, how hard is that? Because I know, like you see it, I mean, look, it's a youth sport, just like anything else. I mean, like Pop Warner, like Little League. You mentioned right there about coaching the parents also, because you see it where the parents are a lot of times trying to live their dream through their kid. And some of those expectations are just, maybe the kid's not going to be the next Aaron Judge or Tom Brady or in this case, Jeff Gordon or whatever. How hard is it to kind of circle that in and tailor that in? I bet it is a lot of times even more challenging with parents to kind of really get them realistic about what they're about to embark on.
I think the parents a lot of times get more excited than the kids.
Yeah.
I believe that 100%. But one of the things, and I said this probably 1,000 times this weekend, I lived it with Jake, right, with Chris, when we tried to play Little League baseball or T-ball or Little League football. I wasn't a coach. I was just a dad. And what I saw everywhere was, well, the coach's kid is the quarterback. You know, the star players are already there, whether they're any good or not. And me as just a dad, if I was like, hey, can you let Jake play? Oh no, this is big time Pee Wee football. I was told that, and I was like, that don't make any damn sense. So in this sport, guess what, Dad? You're the coach. Your kid is the star of your team, and it fosters that relationship that father son have, mother son have, or daughter, and it also forces them to communicate. There was a gentleman over at my house just today picking up a car, and I told him, I was like, you're going to hear terms that are foreign to you: tight, loose, pushing. What do these things mean? I don't expect you or your son to understand what that means. But did you notice the other day when Logan was out there, he was missing the bottom, he was missing the corner, but the wheels were way cut, and it wasn't turning. When I pulled Logan in, I asked him, I said, well, what's the steering wheel doing? He said, well, I'm turning it, but it's going straight. Well, what does that mean? And he had to think about it. That's tight. That's tight. Yeah. So at 7 years old, I'm teaching him that's what this means. And these other families, this is what you will do. You'll start learning that. And this is the adjustment that you can make to get that feeling away from them. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that they're just, I say it, you're starting your journey, right? Nobody knows where this crazy ride's going to end, and I'm living proof. My first quarter midget for Christopher was $75. Now I've got 3 of them, 2 trailers, just you name it. I mean, the way this thing has ballooned over the last 40 or 50 years is just crazy. So my journey's not over. It started in 1976 and it's still going. These guys are just starting yesterday. And it's exciting to see, right? I just want to get the word out and get more people interested in it. And it's ultra safe. I mean, like I said, Logan barrel rolled the damn thing and somersaulted, and he was upside down. You couldn't even see him. All you could hear was his voice saying, I'm okay. I'm okay. We flipped him back over and we looked at the car and was like, you want to go again? Yeah. Okay. Let's go again. No big deal. But if you get hit in the head, by another kid at the Little League football, you might have a concussion. I mean, there's risks and everything, and this is motorsports, but I believe our safety record over the last 75 years never had a fatality. Bumps and bruises, yeah, but maybe a broken bone here and there, but I don't know of any off the top of my head. Whereas I don't know that soccer or football or any of the other stick and ball sports can say stuff like that, right? So, I'm excited for it. I just want to build it and grow it, and just if anybody's interested, get to our Facebook page, get a hold of me personally. I'm the president of the Austin group. Again, we're trying to get stuff going up here in North Texas. I think there was at one time a charter in Houston, but I don't know whatever happened to it. There's not a track there. With the amount of big towns that we have in this state.
Yep.
You look at North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Atlanta, I think has got 2 or 3 tracks in just that one town.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen. The land challenge it's a challenge, but I am determined. We're going to figure this out. I don't know how, but we're going to figure this out.
Bruce, when you said the I-35, the Texaplex, let's call it what it is. I mean, like when you talk about that, you think about all the way to DFW, Fort Worth, all the way to San Antonio, all the way down, everything in between. I mean, New Braunfels, San Marcos, Buda. I mean, you just sit there and you rattle them off. Waco, Hillsboro. I mean, Maypearl, That's a Jacqueline Drake reference right there. I mean, all of those towns, it's like, man, you can just blow this thing up right there.
Oh yeah, well, the property that I found today was in Venus, and it's sandwiched between Corps of Engineers on either side.
Wow!
So nothing can ever be built there, and it's 9.5 acres. But like I said, it's $445,000, something like that. And I'm like, oh shit! I mean, do I even make the phone call? You know, because I mean, we've got, with the exception of me, the 7 new people are literally less than a week or 2 old. We've got members, yeah, they're excited, yeah, but I mean, damn, I mean,
Good race, and they're giving up. Good, some of them.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing that I'm seeing up here too is no slam on dirt, because I know you got a lot of dirt guys out there, but there's a ton of dirt tracks up here, and I was at Smiley's getting some stuff the other day, and there was 3 different dirt guys. There was like, man, I wish we had an asphalt track up here. Yeah. Because I'm tired of running dirt. And me too. I wish we had one up here too, but you know, right now, I mean, everybody looks at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, oh, I drive to Houston, or I'll go to Pensacola, or I'll go to Mobile, or I'll go to Tucson. There ain't nothing up here. And I'm hoping to change that, at least with little cars.
Absolutely.
Well, Bruce, best of luck, buddy. Thanks for reaching out last week. It was a dual reach out, one for my birthday, one for the quarter midget, so it's not a problem. Anytime, you know the drill, know the story. Anytime you need either one of us, just give us a ring, give us a shout, give us a holler. We're here for you. We're here for the kids. We're here for that next generation. So I'm just waiting for the day that Logan just gets in a car and whoops Jake's ass. That's what I'm waiting on.
All you got to do is ask him.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and Bruce, so let me ask you this. So you, I guess you're, what, this will be your 3rd, 4th kind of like in generations for you that you've done this. Yeah, okay. So is this for you now? Like me personally, I see the quarter midgets and some of the young, when it's done like this, not some of the young stuff that you see with some of the kiddos that don't know how to act, but is this for you like new breath where everything in the sport is so fucking negative? Yeah. It's like, is this something where it's like, okay, this is why I love the sport?
Yeah, this is fun, man. I mean, it's fun. Yeah. It's fun. I was sitting there on the bleachers the other day just by myself, and I was just looking, taking pictures, and everybody was smiling, right? Yep. Everybody was happy, you know, and that's the thing, right? You know, you go race the big cars, and that's a different dynamic. It's a different challenge. You know, you're racing for money, and it's intense, and you know, you're racing in front of a bunch of people, and you know, there's that whole thing it's great. I love that too, but this right here, it's like, man, this is what it's all about. To me, this is what it's all about. I mean, you know, we had an opportunity to go truck racing, NASCAR truck racing. It's all about the dollar, right? I mean, the friends and family discount that I was quoted was $90,000 a day, a day.
Blue light special. Yeah, exactly.
Like, thanks, bro, but I'm good, right? Yeah. So, but this is a way for me to at least still contribute. I told my wife the other day, because I think in a week and a half, I pumped out 5 cars, just out of my garage, just getting cars, you know, bought, built, make sure that they were safe, they would pass safety, and get cars for people. I told her, I was like, you know, if this thing takes off, once I retire in 10 years, I'll probably just do this, and you know, just because it's a lot of fun, and I can't say that it's not competitive, because it is ultra competitive, especially when you get up to the national levels, right? But the grassroots part of it, you know, the teaching, I just hear my dad in the back of my head, focus on the little guy, focus on the little guy, focus on the little guy. Liam, the other day, Friday, he was giving him a little bit of throttle, and he was doing all right, and he got in a position where he wasn't 100% sure what to do. And he kind of forgot how to turn the car off, and boom, right in the wall he went. And he was spooked a little bit. And I went up there and I laid down next to the car, and I looked at him. I flipped his visor up, and I was smiling. You okay, buddy? Yeah, my car's broke. Don't worry about your car. You're okay, right? fingers, toes, everything's working. Yeah. So see, you didn't get hurt. All right, cool. We're going to fix your car. And you just got to keep preserving that, right? I mean, everybody's going to learn at their own pace. And what I've learned, and I learned this a long time ago, dealing with these little kids, if you talk to them and you talk down to them, that's intimidating. If you get down and lay on the track to where your head is eye level with them, they're ready to listen. They're ready to talk. And that's one of the biggest tricks right there. You got to remember, these people don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. There's very few guys like myself. There's a bunch of other people that, they unload out of the back of a pickup truck, flatbed trailer, and they push their car off and they're like, okay, is this what we got to do? Yeah. Right. So they're going to learn and they will learn. San Antonio, everybody's really excited about San Antonio going down there on February 28th. And, and I told them, I was like, this little red rookie group that just graduated, on top of the ones that are down there that I believe only have 2 races under their belt, we're probably going to have so many cars, we're going to have to split that race up.
Damn.
Because NASCAR can only allow 8 cars for the little ones. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah. It's a hell of a problem to have.
But if you have 6 cars in each class and 4 or 5 of them are 8, 9 years old and they're going good, and 3 or 4 of them are 5 years old and they're a little scared, somebody's going to get run over. And that's part of it, right? And one of the things that Liam didn't appreciate this, but the other kids did, part of our training is the rollover test. So you take the cars out there in the middle, you got the kids strapped in, you got dad on either bumper, and like, okay, we're flipping the car, and they flip the car upside down and make the kids sit there and hang. This is what it feels like. Liam was a little like, what the hell are you doing? But and Logan's like, oh yeah, he didn't care. But again, we try to cover everything that's going to happen to you, and even things that people have seen that aren't in the script, if you will. And a lot of it is judging distance, right? Mm-hmm. You got to remember, and parents, I caution the parents, is like, look, he's 5, he's 6. He doesn't, and Logan's the same way. He's coming, but he hasn't figured out yet that shit, by the time I get there, you got to learn that. That's a life lesson.
It is.
That's going to be something that he's going to need when he's on the highway, regardless if he's a race car driver or not. Right. So it's those types of things that I'm passionate about, because the lessons that you learn through this sport will carry you in different aspects of your life for the rest of your life. And it's really cool to see.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's what it's all about. All right, Bruce. Yes, sorry, Bobby, did I jump on you there? Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to ask you that because it definitely is like a breath of fresh air, and I can see it in you. You got a new pep in your step, and that's good. I like it. All right, man.
He's the quarter midget Gerald Boyd now, cranking him out 5 in a week.
Well, I do want to say something about the modified. I was told I'm not allowed to post pictures, but if Gerald's listening, it's starting to look kind of cool, man. It's really starting to look good.
That's good. Well, Gerald, send us pictures. Let us post. Let us post them. Just kidding. No,
I cannot. He will chew my butt. But the pictures that I've seen, I'm like, wow, it's really starting to look good. I mean, we're so much closer now. I don't know that we're going to make opening day, but I think April may work. We'll just see. I mean, I think I bought everything I need to buy, so it's simple now, so.
At least you hope, right?
I hope. Yeah,
I ain't got time for this shit. I got little cars to build.
Come on, the little cars. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. The little cars are definitely, I would say, cheaper, but are they? I don't know. We'll see.
It's just like anything else.
Yeah.
All right, my man. Holler anytime. Let us know how we can help, man. Let's
I'd like to get back on maybe before Circuit of the Americas and get a shout out. So I'll reach out to you guys.
Yep. Sounds good. All right, my man. Be well. Give Miss Ellie a hug, and we'll see you soon, brother.
All right, guys. Y'all be good. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bruce. See you later.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
You bet. There he is, Bruce Wright, and you can tell the excitement in that.
You're right. He's got an extra pep in the step.
Yeah. He wasn't like bummed out or hating the world or anything. But I mean, you can tell the excitement right there in what he's doing, and it's come full circle for him because that's where they all started, and to get back and do that. And I will tell you personally, the reason that I asked him that is because I'm constantly looking for something in the sport to kind of get me excited again. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe it's quarter midgets. I mean, who knows? So,
all it takes is just sitting there as a fan, taking a weekend off. That's what happened to me at Rockingham.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I got to sit in the stand. That's why I enjoy going to the Derby. Got to sit back in the stands, take a step back. There's plenty of people covering the Derby. I just need to be there to experience it and tell people how to go back down there and experience it for themselves. But those two races, it reminded me why I do this, and it reminded me why I'm a fan. And sometimes we're fans first, and then journalists second. But I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing because you don't want to be. We're not robots like the rest of the media empire over here. So
it's hard for me. It's like I've got to stay away. I mean, honestly, like for work, when I'm at a racing event, it's like, I'm working. So I'm doing different stuff, which is different from the media stuff to where when you're working media, it's a lot different. A lot of times when you're working media, you ain't doing shit, but this other, but yeah, to go, that's why I brought up the World Series thing. I think this World Series would be great to go to. I mean, just go check out night after night of racing, somewhat other than the pro late models, so somewhat shorter nights, 60-lap feature races. Of course, those drag out too, but I mean, I guess that's the nature of racing these days. But it's just like the freshen you start with quarter midgets is you're missing all the bullshit. And that's where I think that they're doing a great job to where you train the parents.
That's easy. Yeah, a lot of times it is the parents yelling, cussing, wanting to get into fights with other parents. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing. Like, you probably need, and it needs to happen at every level, really. Yeah. But it definitely, like, I think that's something that needs to happen in like junior limiteds. Oh. Train the parents. Look, this is, we get it's intense and all that, but like, I mean, my nephew plays Pee-wee football, and those people go absolutely ape shit at the ref and the coach, and it's just like, come on, man. I was like, he's not even like 10 yet. He doesn't, he just wants to play. He's just chasing that football.
Yeah, you go to like a youth baseball game, little league or whatever, and there are parents there that are just eating up the umpire because of a call. I mean, number one, it's a youth football or baseball game. The umpire is probably getting paid with a hot dog and a Sprite. It's like, lay off them. You have all the answers. There was this commercial that I would run, or that we ran for the UIL. One of the years that I was doing football, and there's a need right now for football officials. And that thing specifically said, if you're one of those people that sit in the crowd and are constantly yelling at the officials and telling them they're doing a bad job, here's your chance to do it yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's where, when you see with the youth sports, it's like, God, calm down. I mean, I get it. And now it's select baseball and all that. I mean, this is on the verge of ridiculousness. And quarter midgets is not. Quarter midgets is not where it's the bigger picture.
It's not a country club. It's not a country club at all.
Not at all. And like Bruce said, I mean, yes, it's competitive. You want your kid to do well, but I think so much of that is you set the boundaries right there, and you can't expect your kid to do something that is outside of their boundary today. I mean, 2 months from now, maybe they'll be like Bruce is talking about with judging closing rates and all that. That takes a long time to figure out.
Mm-hmm. There's adults that don't know that.
Yeah, I was
that have been racing for years that don't know that.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out on a racetrack in my early 20s, and I had hell with that. I run into people all the time because I couldn't figure that shit out. But the fact that they're learning, it's going to make them better racers. And the good thing is, a couple of good things. I mean, number one, you get them hooked. You get them hooked early. I just wish for the quarter midgets all across the country that more of the funding was there for that, because that really is where I think the grassroots, where a lot of the focus needs to be on that. and not so much on some of the other bullshit.
Yeah, well, some tracks have the go-kart programs that run, either on a Friday night. Our buddy Owen Pittman running go-karts down in South Texas at the Arena Series again this year. Before the month is over, he's going to have to make a post telling the adults to calm the hell down.
Well, they race too, so hell, that's part of the problem.
Well, that is true.
That's part of the problem. Want to beat up a 10-year-old kid? No, I'm just kidding. I know that they separate them all out, but that's really cool stuff. If you get a chance, I mean, and like Bruce said, I mean, that is the thing with San Antonio, that being privately owned, and then here with Austin, over at the VFW off at 35. It really does take something like that to be able to have one of these facilities. And you think about it, like for something like that, you don't have to have like Kevin Harvick's racetrack, something all fancied out like that. I mean, basically some land where you can drop some blacktop on there, make it safe, and I mean, you never know. Maybe it's one of those situations where if we get it in front of the right person, they have that sitting there where it's like, hey, use this. Use this. You never know. Yeah. So it's all about word of mouth. Tell people about the quarter midgets around here. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think the F1 thing, or not the COTA thing, will help out a whole lot.
Yeah.
All it is awareness. I mean, the believe it or not, as much grief as people give NASCAR about ABC, that youth deal that woke up a lot of people in terms of it. I mean, our buddy Case James, winning big time national races with the NASCAR banner there at various racetracks around the country when they would set up a quarter midget deal in the pits, right on pit lane kind of deal, or inside the pits, just making a flat circle. So it's fun to watch. It's cool to see. Maybe they'll find themselves the next generation announcer to come replace the rest of us.
And waiting on Jared Fryer. Don't know. Talked to him earlier. So anyway, if he pops on, we'll talk to him. If not, we'll talk to each other. The NASCAR Youth Series, when that came over to Houston a couple of years ago, there were some folks that reached out to me and they're like, oh, what is this amazing new thing? The NASCAR Youth Series. I'm like, well, it's a new title. It's a new title, but it's a very good concept that has been around for a long time, that has produced amazing drivers, and that was just that whole night there. Just that whole atmosphere was so exciting with kids and adults. And it was the other thing that Bruce said right there that I think is just so powerful is when he's sitting there and he said he looks around and everybody's smiling. Everybody's having a good time. Yeah. You go to a lot of these events nowadays, you look around, everybody looks all pissed off. They're on their phone. They're having some kind of conflict with somebody, whether it's in the pits or in the stands. And it's just, all out of control, but it's a great thing. And how many times did he say families?
Well, that's what it takes. It takes an army, whether you're running quarter midgets or super late models. It takes an army to make this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good stuff right there. The quarter midgets. Other conversation, and I will tell you right now, McKee, Sutton, Phillips, Klein, and Stakely in pole qualifying right now for the ASA Nationals tomorrow. The Clyde Hart 200 that will be coming up there at New Smyrna. 41 super late models set to go at that. And
how many spots? 30 something?
Yeah, they're not all going to make the race. I heard him mention earlier on the broadcast there will be a last chance qualifier. I don't know if that's tonight. If that's tonight, you may have some carnage happening tonight.
You may always have carnage.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about that. Coming up, we'll talk a little bit about the Clash, some of the fallout of the Clash. Also, I think we got the last piece of the puzzle when it comes to South Texas racing, when it comes to schedules being released. Kind of give you a peek at that and more. It's #Real Race Talk. This is the Revved Up Sports Show. Remember, the official apparel provider of the Revved Up Sports Show is On Demand Shirts out of San Antonio. They do it right.
Why is branded apparel so important for your company? Well, because a shirt or even a hat that has your brand on it gets worn to grocery stores, baseball games, or even family reunions. The impressions are endless and they last years. Contact us today so we can help elevate your company. You've probably seen us all over the racing world and doing a lot of racing designs for events and race teams, but we also do a lot of stuff from small boutiques in small cities all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. Your brand deserves to be seen. We print on more than just shirts, hats, jackets, bags, and much, much more. Custom corporate branding starts here.
Welcome to the My Race Pass app, the #1 app for motorsports fans. We want to make sure you get the most out of your My Race Pass app experience. With your new free account, you can use the My Race Pass app to see race day information, including event entries and official lineups and results for over 600 organizations across North America. You can also see track information and purchase online event tickets for select tracks. With your free account, you can also search for a track or series on the My Race Pass app and favorite their profile to receive news and race day notifications on your mobile device. To see more information and to see which app subscription is best for you, be sure to visit getmrpapp.com. My Race Pass, the ultimate racing resource.
There you go. Download that thing. It'll keep you in the know, and you don't even have to be at the racetrack. Same thing with Race Monitor. If you download that, if you don't have Flow Racing, you can't watch New Smyrna, the World Series. You can damn sure follow it on Race Monitor. So all of that is there for you. Also, I don't know, on the My Race Pass app, there's a fantasy option on there too. Not racing fantasy, but well, yeah, kind of racing fantasy. Like I've done that a couple of times, Bobby, like for Chili Bowl and for some of those races where it's, a lot of whatever. That's kind of fun to play. I suck because I don't know half the drivers, but that's a lot of fun. Fantasy racing is a lot of fun.
Fantasy racing is a lot of fun. Our league is a lot of fun. With a lot of the other leagues out there now that fantasy football season is over. Oh, excuse me. Now that the fantasy football season's over and all that, now you transition. Well, football season's been over, everything transitioning back to racing. So you got the 500 coming up on Sunday. Speaking of coming up tonight, so you've got ASA Stars National Tour Pro qualifying. The tour type modifieds will run 60 laps and or 60 minutes, which they don't seem to actually go for the 60-minute time limit, or that hour feels really long, like it did the other night for the pro late models. Then after that, then you've got the hooligan race. The LCQ is only 20 laps for that race. That's going to be pretty grueling. And then you got the pro late models for 60 laps. And then you've got, how did I lose my spot here? Then you got the 602 mods for 25 laps and or 30 minutes.
Pro late model one could be.
Now they ain't got nothing left.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like, geez, I mean, come on. Night number one.
Tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern is the start for the ASA Stars National Tour 6-hour Academy Clyde Hart Memorial 200. At the conclusion of that race, to follow will be tour type modifieds again, 60 laps, 60 minutes, and another pro late model 60 laps, 60-minute feature event. So next couple of days going to be hot and heavy. If you run a super or a pro, you're going to have a busy time, especially if you tear some stuff up tonight.
See, that's where I think that would be so cool to get to that. I had an opportunity to go to that a few years ago, and it didn't work out. But I think that would be so cool where you get those shorter feature. I say short. What should we say? Published distance shorter races, and then you come back and do it again, and you still have some time in the day. Where it starts a little bit later. I mean, I guess you can go there all day if you want, but yeah, you've got some time.
Well, is it worth the expense in a super late model to run 35 laps, or is it worth the expense to run 60?
But probably neither. But I think it's more with the abundance of them, to where by the time it's all said and done, it's like the Snowball Derby broke into 4 or 5 races. I think kind of is kind of the equivalent to it. But one of the names in that Clyde Hart Memorial tomorrow is Jade Avedizian, who won the other night. I mean, very, very, very poised. I mean, she did a hell of a job on Friday night or Saturday night, whenever it was, where she got up into the fence and did a hell of a job of saving it, and took a little criticism afterwards. She did, but she's.
I guess it depends on who you ask. It was split a little bit. Some people say she was forced. Some people say she wasn't clear.
Yeah.
Well, race. It seemed when you have something split 50-50 like that, that's called a racing deal.
I kept hearing him say, and I've heard this a few times on the World Series, to where it's like, well, he or she probably didn't know that person was there. I'm like, now that works.
Spotter didn't say shit.
Huh?
The spotter didn't say shit. That's what it was.
Right. Yeah, that works in the bombers and all that stuff. But yeah, when it's like, oh, they didn't know. Bullshit. The spotter's talking the whole time. I mean, the spotter's telling them where to go. I mean, that doesn't work. But
a spotter's what drives the pro late model.
Exactly. And that's the problem. I mean, I honestly think that's the problem, is where, look, I'm all about the safety and all of that, but I mean, the driver is very confined in these things right now. When these spotters start driving, that's where, I mean, where the hell are they? You know, they're a long way from, they're not in the seat. And, you know, that's the one thing where I think I would struggle, because I mean, I say this in a flattering way, but quite frankly, if I'm behind the wheel of the car, Bobby, and the spotter sees something and the spotter has bigger balls than I do, I'm not sure I'm going to execute what they tell me to do. You know what I mean?
Well, you never listen to a spotter anyway, so.
Anyway, but the win with Jade the other night, and again, so many of the upcoming ladies, and look, you know, we were talking about kids a while ago. I mean, it's very much a diverse sport right now, and there's a lot of different you know, great female drivers. But Jade was asked after the race by our man Matt Weaver about kind of her confidence level going into that race. This is Jade talking to Short Track Scene.
You won pretty fast in a pro late model. You've won pretty fast in everything you've ever been in. Did you expect to win in a super 2 races in? You could have won last night.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I had a lot of confidence coming into this week, and I know how good the team ran here last year with this car. So, yeah, I feel like I just, like I said, walked in this week with a lot of confidence, and I knew if I did my job, I'd have opportunities to win. So I feel like we did that, and like I keep saying, though, just kind of focused on how to get better tonight and go into Tuesday.
Yeah. That there's that part. The Donnie Wilson Motorsports team. Yeah, there's it's good for her. I mean, confidence is not a bad thing, and she definitely exudes it. And it's not one of those things with her to where she just seems very, very focused and poised to do the job at hand. And I think that's not a bad problem to have for some of these folks.
Well, I mean, I think she's got the right team behind her. Obviously, when you strap in with Donnie stuff, there's a high expectation for you. He has top-notch stuff, got some of the best equipment in the country when it comes to super late models. But I also think that when it comes time to perform with that pipeline of talent, the problem with Toyota is that they've done an exceptional job making the ladder to get the next generation going. The problem is, and I guess it's this way everywhere, the closer you get to the top, the less seats there are available.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw Eric Jones come up the top. We saw Christopher Bell come up to the top. Jones had to be cut loose for Christopher Bell. I think Toyota made the right decision on that. Nothing against Eric Jones. Great guy. Talked to us before. But C. Bell's definitely won a few more races than that Eric Jones has. So, a lot of these Toyota guys coming up, you got that next generation there, and you've got, Jade in the wings there, but you got Gio Ruggiero. Now you've got Caden Honeycutt, friend of the show, in that Toyota pipeline as well. So they've done a great job, but the problem is to me, they have too many asses and not enough seats.
Yeah. That really is the thing. Because I mean, we're seeing it with Corey Heim, to where it's like, I mean, you've got that guy that's waiting in the wings right there. And I guess he's select NASCAR races, but I mean, I think that it's, you talk about magnificent seasons and different feats that have been accomplished. I mean, I think it's incredible that with what Corey Heim did in the Craftsman Truck Series last year, that, and I understand, that the team had to go, or was going in a different direction because of whatever. And quite frankly, I think that they got a really good wheel man taking that truck over, a little biased on that as well. But the fact that Corey Heim doesn't have something, permanent for every race weekend, I think just kind of tells you the problem with Toyota. And that's where, how long before that dude gets snatched up out of the Toyota camp?
Well, remember we heard the rumors last year that Penske was trying to get him. The problem is Penske didn't have anywhere for him to go either. Who are you going to cut loose at Penske? Cindric's not going anywhere, even though his dad's not the president anymore. He's performing well enough to stay. They're not getting rid of Joey Logano, and they're not getting rid of Ryan Blaney, and Josh Berry's a Penske type of guy, so nowhere for him to go in that end either. So, I mean, I guess he's just, there's nowhere to go. The closest thing he came to a cup ride was the 11.
Yeah.
If Denny Hamlin won that championship, Corey Heim would be driving the 11 car right now.
I think that is ultimately where he will end up.
The 11's going to the number 11 will replace the number 35 at 2311, and then that's where Corey Heim's going to end up replacing the monster kid.
I don't know if you get that away from Coach Gibbs. That was one of his
trade the 11 for the 18.
Well, he's already got the 18, doesn't he?
Ty Gibbs went with 54.
Yeah, well, yeah, 54, but is 18?
Well, the 11 was JD's number, but
yeah, but the 18's not being run at the moment. I think it's a free agent, but yeah, I don't know, but the fact that it had to be one of those things to where Corey Heim has to have a very good, I don't know what they're doing or how they're doing this to just kind of keep him on the side right now, to let him be the side piece at the moment to let Denny finish up. And that's where I start wondering. It's like, I mean, I know he's great, but time off, I mean, I always found that the more time that I took off out of a car, when I got back in, I was a little rusty, So, I mean, he'll get to race. I mean, he'll get to race. But like we were talking about with Bruce, if he's going to go around racing short tracks, is he going to pick up all these bad habits that they have?
I mean, I was kind of surprised he didn't end up I thought he was going to end up where Harrison Burton ended up with Sam Hunt. That's where I thought he was going to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, did you see AM Racing today?
Yeah. Nick Sanchez today.
Yeah. They got Screech. So I think for him, that's I guess that's kind of a lateral move, right? That's pretty much about what the 48 was. What the 48 car was.
48 car was just a subset of Richard Childress. They did the alliance with Childress. So
yeah,
it'd be pretty good on the super speedways. So
yeah, no doubt about it. All the NASCAR talk, and I was working here as we were going, Bobby. There it is, my man.
There it is.
There it is.
That was not a Chat GPT logo. That was an actual homemade logo.
There you go. So
not every picture I make anymore is Chat GPT.
So if you guys want to play a little fantasy NASCAR, go to NASCAR.com, click over on the fantasy part. I think it's Hub, I think is what it's called. And you type in revved up, whatever, and it'll pull it up. You'll see it. And you can join. I think we're at 11. Man, I'd like to see about 50 in there. I'd like to see about 50 members.
We had 20 at one point back in the old days, but a lot of people gave up when they weren't winning.
I'd like to see about 50 members in this thing, and I'd like to see about 35 of them playing every week. And I know a lot of it is, want to give me something. You get to brag. I mean, you never know. We could come up with a prize. I mean, if prizes get afforded to us, but yeah, I think I'd really like to see that league juice up a little bit, especially in this new era. By the way, I like that NASCAR commercial.
That new one was really good. That should have been a Super Bowl game.
Oh hell,
that should have been a Super Bowl commercial for sure.
They ain't gonna spend that kind of money. Are you kidding? They're gonna stay on the free web and do it on the free web. But and of course, I've already saw it where it's like, the guy says we're whatever in moonshiners or whatever the commercial says. And I saw one of the comments on there. That guy don't know what moonshine is. No, he doesn't, but it's the concept. It's the concept.
There's a damn moonshine still in the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Yeah. It's like, look,
a full-fledged, well, technically, according to Junior Johnson, it's a full-fledged working moonshine still, but
yeah, it's like everything, and we'll talk about the Clash here in just a minute, but it's like everything that happens where it's like everything that, the things that people want the sport to go back to, every attempt, it's like, well, that's not genuine.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying. I mean, this is what you want. I mean, I don't know, man. That's that fresh start that I was talking about with Bruce, where it's like think that's what I'm looking for. Before we go to the Clash, so here is right about there the one piece of the puzzle that we were missing here in South Texas. South Texas race ranch schedule looks like kicking off on March the 21st. Pretty solid dates right in there. I don't know how that matches up head to head with everybody else, but boom, there you go. Now we are all done and ready to go. Turn them loose, Doc.
Yeah, they do pretty good. It's kind of the opposite of Texana and 37. They run a couple of times head to head against Cotton Bowl, but for the most part, they're running the weekends that the other two South Texas tracks aren't, including all the major holiday weekends with 2-day shows. So,
yeah,
they're running a Memorial Day 2-day show on Saturday and Sunday. And then they are running the July 3rd, July 4th. That's a Friday and Saturday. And then they're running the September 5th and September 6th. Which I believe is going to be a Saturday and a Sunday. Let me look. Hold on, though.
I do like that they did get in some dates, some standalones here.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday for Labor Day.
Yeah, I like that they got some standalones in there. I'm hoping that's going to. I mean, what we don't know, and I may have missed this, so you guys can feel free to correct me if needed. What I don't know is divisions, because I know that 37. So how is it with you guys with Edna? Edna is not no limited modifieds, or no.
37 is not running limiteds. We have limiteds. We have limiteds, Emons, factory stocks, and hobby stocks.
Okay.
With a special, usually having a special guest each week.
And I think so. I guess Corpus was the one. No, Corpus had factory stocks.
And then they drop factory stocks for Fireballs.
And they drop factory. Yeah. So that's where I don't know. I think in an ideal situation to me, and again, I drive around for a living. So I mean, to me, Pleasanton, Corpus, Edna, that's nothing. I mean, I know that's mileage involved right there, and the cost. I don't pay for fuel, so yeah, I guess that's one reason that I look at it that way. But that's a nice little trifecta right there, it seems like, down there. So there's those dates, so you guys can kind of all compare those and see how that may work out for you. But the South Texas Race Ranch is now set to go, and I guess check out their Facebook page for any updates on divisions and so forth.
Yeah, I know that 37 was dropping mods in favor of late models, because for some reason all the late models are somewhere out of the San Antonio region. So the rest of them are running crate late models up in the crate series up in North Texas.
That's what I was going to say. Late models are up north. I mean, that kind of seems to be where that is. So I don't know. I did see a comment here. It looks like on YouTube. Yes, and this also was released today. AM Racing Daniel Dye will be part-time in there. So yeah, that again,
it's interesting because he's a Dodge factory guy in the truck series, and that's a Ford factory team.
Yeah, and of course AM Racing, it looked like was sold, I guess, or whatever the case was there. We heard from Wade and some of those guys there with that transaction that was going down, and that apparently fell apart weeks before the start of the season. So kind of having to get stuff all put together really, really fast there for AM Racing. So hopefully that's a couple of moves right there. Hey, look, folks want to talk about AM Racing or whatever and want to kind of be harsh on AM Racing. I think people here are harsh on AM Racing for whatever reasons that just don't go away. But look, they were in the playoffs. That was a playoff team last year. And say what you want about playoffs and say about whatever, but I mean, they got a dude in the playoffs. So they made some strides, and I think that's a couple of, I say Screech. I mean, I just joke with him that he kind of looks like Dustin Diamond, R.I.P. Nick Sanchez. But that's a couple of good wheelmen right there that they have behind the wheels of their stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a good mix they've got right there, ready to go. So I think it's going to be good. I'm actually changing something on the fantasy league right now.
Are you setting your lineup already for the Daytona 500 qualifying on Wednesday?
No, I'm changing something on the league setting.
Oh,
changing the name slightly.
qualifying on Wednesday. So
yeah, if you can't find us, the NASCAR League is Revved Up Nation NASCAR Fantasy League.
There it is. Revved Up Nation. Revved Up Nation. Type that up and join and play.
Or find the link on the Facebook page.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So with the NASCAR talk, you had the clash. I'm just glad it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you can't control the weather. I mean, there's just so much of it, and you know, where it's like, move it to Daytona. Just let them race in Daytona. Or whatever. The other part of that was, as all of that conversation was going on, you know, it's the proximity of where the clash was being held to where NASCAR heaven is. I mean, that's everything is there. I mean, it was a pain in the ass. It was an ordeal for him, I'm sure. But you can't just pick up and start doing different things. I mean, just
no, they got too many contracts. They got too many contracts in place and different stuff like that. We've learned a little bit from the TV stuff, but with the trial and stuff. But I mean, I think to me the bigger thing is getting rid of the Roval and going back to the oval.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, and that's another. That's another one that I remember. I remember the Bank of America 500, you know, which was right towards the end of the year.
And it's not a 5. It's a 400. They're keeping the 400.
Okay.
Not a 500.
Well, I remember.
But I'm like you. I remember the Bank of America 500. Yeah. There's, as you know, it was that, and then you had TMS in there with the 500.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that race sucks. Oh, they're going to Charlotte to end the year. And you know, just the Brickyard. Remember the Brickyard? They don't even need to go to Indianapolis. And here we are on the road course. Oh man, I miss the oval. Wait a minute. So yeah, I mean, Charlotte is a track where, yes, you need to be on the oval because it's in Charlotte. I mean, that's, you know,
I mean, you can see Charlotte when they talk about Hendrick Campus next to Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's right there. It's pretty damn close.
Yeah, and Charlotte is
about like 2 or 3 dealerships away from the first parking lot at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and when you're driving to Charlotte Motor Speedway, I mean, you drive and then you run into Charlotte Motor Speedway, and that's it. There's nothing else there.
Smith Boulevard takes you right there.
Yeah, it's like it really is one of those destinations to where you get there and it is at the end of the road. Nothing else is Charlotte Motor Speedway. I personally like the Roval. And I think
that was great. I love the Roval. I'm sad it's gone.
Me too. I mean,
I think there needs to be an IndyCar race on the Roval.
Yeah, something. I mean, I'd love to see. Again, I'm partial to the Roval because of the Texas Race of Champions and all that. I mean, because that's the shit that sticks in your head. But if they could find another track, maybe somewhere else that has, I don't know who else has that. Texas has something in the middle because I watched cars drift over there a couple of months back at Fuel Fest.
They got one. They got one on the backstretch, but it's not very complex.
Yeah. It's a couple of S's is what that is, because they were out there sliding sideways and burning up tires when I saw them at Fuel Fest. But I think that the Roval concept is great. I mean, especially with this car, where if you could find another track where you could utilize something like that. I guess, you know, with cost concerns and everything else in the world right now, you can't go add that. But I think that's going to be sorely missed, in my opinion. I'm a big fan of the Roval, but yeah, Charlotte.
But now you went from 5. You went from 5 you went from 6 to 4. So SVG screwed. You only got 4. You only got 4 road courses. You got Coda, Watkins Glen, Sonoma, and San Diego. That's it.
And not winning in anymore.
And there's not one in the playoff anymore.
That's right. Yeah, because that was the Roval.
Watkins Glen's the last one, and it moved to Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, no, I guess Sonoma's the last one. I think Sonoma's in June.
See, now they're rigging it so he doesn't win.
Yeah. He would have made the playoffs. He'd make chase. He'd been 16th seed.
Yeah, he'll be all right. I mean, he's getting this stuff figured out. They're going to damn the day that he figures out short track racing, because the tenacity that dude has when he figures out how to use the chrome horn, and
he had him covered in a wet oval there at the Clash until Chase Briscoe got in there and stepped on it pretty hard.
Man, I know that was, you know, just it was an ordeal, and I get everything with it, you know, kind of like we were talking about. But when they were out there running around on the ice, dude, I'm like, they're going like what 20. I think I saw the average speed of the race was 22 miles per hour. With all that,
the fast they were doing at 60 miles an hour tops on the rain tires when it first went back to green.
Yeah. Man, I enjoyed that. I mean, it was like that was really cool to see. And again, I think that's where NASCAR can kind of come out of that and be like, look, I mean, we took a chance right here, and we race on ice. I mean, I know our man Matt Prier right now is doing that snowmobile 500 thing, but that race is designed to be raced like that. And I know we got bobsledding going on.
Snow.
That was kind of cool to watch. I got to tell you, I was kind of sitting back, and it did get frustrating where it's green flag, yellow flag, green flag, yellow flag. But it was, hey, look, something different. I mean, something different. It was an ordeal, and it only made sense that something like that would happen now with all the mess about the clash. Where's it go?
Well, I mean, I don't want to. The biggest thing is that, and they're not going to do it, is people want the clash and the All-Star race to be combined together now.
It's two different concepts.
I mean, but they want it. What they said combine the clash and the All-Star race together and add another points race and bring back Dover. And that's what some people were saying.
Hell, nobody was going to Dover.
I know.
But the thing, like the All-Star race, I was talking about this on Friday, because the All-Star race, when you go back and you look at these two races, the clash was for the pole winners, because remember the Busch Pole Award back in those days.
It went from a pole dash to an exhibition race. That's the difference.
Yeah. And 20 laps, and then cap it at 50 or something like that, and with no shenanigans. Just let them go out, make it an exhibition race and kind of a money race. Let whoever's going to pony up the money. The All-Star race to me has gotten to where, it's not when you watch, well, the NFL doesn't have the Pro Bowl anymore, but like the Major League Baseball All-Star game, they don't invite all the players out, and it's like, okay, let's hit home run.
You get to see the same guys race every week.
Right.
The All-Star race, all it does is play a couple more zeros. That's
right.
it.
Right. And the whole thing about every weekend is an All-Star race. No, it ain't. You've got about, let's be real, what?
5,
12, 15 All-Stars, really? I mean, the stars of the.
I thought you meant like races that are All-Star races. I'm like, no, your tent poles. You got your 5 tent poles.
Yeah.
500, the Daytona 500, Southern 500. What you got? Brickyard 400. What else? That's 3. What was the other Winston Million? Well, one of the races at Talladega.
Coke 600, Southern
Coke
500.
600's 4, and then you take a race at Talladega. That's 5.
Yeah.
I guess you throw in Bristol. There's 6.
Yeah.
Bristol isn't what it used to be.
But like for the drivers, where they say every weekend that you go to a race, whether it's TMS or wherever it's at, it's an All-Star race. No, it ain't. I mean, it's you've probably got about 12 to 15 that are truly stars. I mean, like right now,
there's like less than that, but
yeah. I mean, let's see how many Gibbs, 3 Gibbs cars, right? 4. So that's 4.
You forgot about Ty Gibbs.
Oh yeah, my God, how can I forget about that guy? Hendricks. So what? That's 4 more. That's 8. 2311.
Penske's 3.
Penske's 3. 2311's 2, and Trackhouse 3. 2.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you've got Chastain, who is a working man. He's the blue collar race fan.
Yeah.
Favorite driver.
Watermelon man. Yeah.
Everybody's getting on that Connor Zillage train, putting the pressure on him, saying he's the best rookie since Jeff Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got SVG, who's got the worldwide fame, kind of.
He's kind of like a working man too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. He's one of those guys where the common
35-year-old rookie.
Yeah. It's like, if you can get past his accent, if that bothers you, because that bothers some people. But
Lee Diffie's accent bothers him, not so much SVG's.
You must have known that I was going to text you the other day on Saturday and say, Bobby, I turn on the Olympics to get away from everything racing. I turn on the Olympics.
Bobsledding was Lee Diffie.
There he is.
Did the U.S. bust their ass again in bobsledding? That's what I thought I saw.
Somebody forgot to get on the car or the
Didn't it happen in practice a couple of weeks ago? Same exact thing?
A couple of weeks ago, they took off. all the co-riders didn't get in, and it's like just one dude.
The
going
driver,
down the
yeah,
thing.
was the only one that was in it. Yeah,
The only one in there. It's like, holy shit. And
that's the only Olympic sport I can get into is the bobsledding because it's the closest thing to regular racing.
Man, I woke up yesterday, you know, for Super Bowl, and I immediately do what I do first thing in the morning, not take a piss or take a drink of water, go to Twitter, and I saw what happened to Lindsey Vonn.
Lindsey Vonn, yeah, that was rough.
Oh man, I turned it on and it was like, oh man, that's just painful. And that leg is shattered.
Did we ever figure out if it was their other leg from the
I don't know.
ACL tear? Nobody's figured that out yet.
I don't know if it was, but it is apparently going to take multiple surgeries to make it even halfway correct.
Well, she done. It didn't look all that bad. I mean, it looked bad, but I didn't think it was leg shattering crashing.
What I worried about was when I saw her rolling around there were a couple of times I saw her head bounce off the ice or off the snow. And that's where I thought, oh man, but yeah, pretty bad. So she's done.
She done. Yeah. Say she done.
Time to do something else, you know, move on. It's like the motocross racers. It's like, you know, after, man, I thought Eli Tomac wiped out the other night, and I'm like, oh man, here we go again. At Scottsdale in Phoenix, he wiped out right off the bat, and he was staggering around. He got back up on the bike, and I think he finished 12th, right outside of the top 10. Ken Roxon, you know, just kind of waiting for him to go down. It's like, geez Louise. But with the Clash, you know, it's like, yeah, I mean, move it to Daytona if you want. I mean, I guess that's what you do. Make it a part of. I like the New Smyrna idea. I think that you could sandwich that in, like tonight on a Monday. Pop that in there, and you know, let them race there. You know, I think that would be good. I guess
it's got potential.
Yeah. I think that those cars would race really well here at New Smyrna. That's a thought, but I think the Bowman Gray is done. I don't think it goes to year 3. Yeah, I think that they'll just probably. So what happens? So what's your opinion? Let's say with all the conversation about what happens with the Clash, what happens if NASCAR finally says, well, it's a good run from 1979. You know, the Clash had a lot of moments, a lot of different.
They're not variation. They're not. It's not going away. They're not losing a TV race.
Yeah, no. I mean, they can't, right?
Yeah, it's money. If they cancel that race, they lose money.
Yeah, they could want to get rid of that race, but they can't.
COVID proved that the damn NASCAR TV package is one of the best in pro sports.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
I mean, they let their ass race video games on TV.
Yeah,
during COVID. That proved how good the NASCAR NASCAR TV package was.
Yeah. And that's with the other part of the Clash the other night when you and I were kind of just talking about the Masked Singer. It's like, look, you have a window there, and when the windows are built for these events, I mean, there's a window in there that's built for weather, but sometimes the weather events are so extreme or unforeseen circumstances are so extreme that it exceeds that window, and you can't throw off network programming. I mean, you can't. I mean, I don't.
Now, well, the fact that it went to Fox Sports 2 and it's not a primary channel that most people have.
Well, but the thing about it was they had, I forget what conference. I think that they had ACC basketball on that night too, because that's the first thing that I did. I went over to FS1 and I'm like, why are we not going to FS1? And they had, I mean, I don't think it was North Carolina versus Duke or anything like that, but they had major conference basketball on. So, and again, that's a pretty loaded contract as well, you know, with college basketball. So they couldn't move that. I just took and told people that reached out to me, I'm like, look, if this would have been on NBC, you'd probably be having to go get the Peacock.
Oh, if it was on NBC, it'd be on Peacock already.
Yeah, you'd have to go get the Peacock because that's where it would have gone there. But it, you know, sometimes things are just doomed to not be successful, and when things keep coming at you, you adjust as you can. I think NASCAR was just glad when it was all done, and that was the other thing about it. Did you see where I saw people posting to where it was like about an hour and a half after that race, Bobby, that place was covered in snow again?
Yeah, they got lucky with it.
Yeah, they
so
did.
It's I mean, you know, you just can't. You're never going to please every NASCAR fan.
Yeah,
I mean, half of them got pissed off because of the commercial. It's like that was the best. That's the best NASCAR promo I've seen in 10 years.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. I really.
You had people complaining about the Mustang, not because they were Chevy fans, but because they were running a stock Mustang that looked more like a IMSA Mustang, a Mustang Challenge Mustang, they were saying it didn't look anything like a Cup car that they were using to promote Cup racing, that they should have used a Cup car to promote the Cup racing on the commercial.
Well, I mean, pretty simple answer to that one for me. They're not trying to win your attention, Bobby, or my attention, or anybody else that watches this shit every week, because we know what those cars are. They're trying to win the attention of new people because the old people don't care, supposedly. And that's how you win the new people, is with shit that they can relate to. You know what I mean? That's where that's why I truly think that Ram, and again, we'll try again for Jared. I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure out what happened with Jared. But that's why I think it's so great with Ram coming back in, is that now people can associate Ram back to NASCAR racing and to racing in general. I mean,
They're associating Dodge.
Yeah.
Worst marketing change in a long time.
Yeah.
When they made Ram their own, everybody still calls them Dodge trucks. Nobody says Ram trucks. They're Dodge Rams. Everybody still says Dodge Rams.
Yeah. Did I tell you the other day I was trying to look up a part for my work truck, and I'm like, I couldn't find it. And I'm like, God damn, why is my truck not even an option? And I was looking for Dodge.
You had to look under Ram 2500.
I had to look under Ram, but anyway. But I think, watching those short track cars run around on the race for the seat with Ram on there. Whatever.
Those were Dodge bodied stock cars.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's great. The more that you can do with that, you and I have talked about this a lot, and we'll kind of button it up here. I think Honda, if you got Honda in there.
Yeah, Honda's not coming in unless they do a balance of performance with an engine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of
no other manufacturer's got a V8 that could come in. That's it. Dodge is the only one.
Right. Exactly. But it's
Kia don't have nothing. Honda don't have nothing. Hyundai don't have nothing. Those are the three that we heard, but
and I still haven't seen a 2-door Camry, except on Sundays. But it's weird to me to see a Red Bull car with a blue oval on it. I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, the Austrian touring cars, they're the supercars. They needed. I'm not feeling the Mustang Red Bull paint job. There's got too much blue in it.
Yeah. Well.
Here's my question for you. I thought about when did I think about this? I guess yesterday or today, when people were talking about we talked about the new chase format, right? Or the return of the chase.
Oh yeah,
format.
we haven't really even talked about that yet.
Right. So it's coming back, and a lot of people we heard were talking about the relevancy of a champion with the playoff system, right? They're like, it takes away, they're not considered real champions and all of that. The funny part is when Jimmy Johnson was winning all his championships during the chase format, and then when he won his seventh in the playoff format, you didn't hear people bitching about Jimmy Johnson. You didn't hear anybody saying Jimmy Johnson's a non-deserving 7-time Cup champion because he didn't run the full 36 race season.
Yeah.
It's funny how people forget, huh?
So much of this is, I think, where Jimmy Johnson was kind of the odd one, where people didn't dislike him. They called him boring. I think they got tired of him winning all the time, but
that's what it was. They got tired of the winning.
Yeah. There wasn't this like disdain for Jimmy Johnson. You just got tired of it. It's like, shit, again.
That's when the ratings went down. Tied it in there.
Stinking up the show. You go back and watch what they did. They were just so good. This whole playoff thing, this winning you're in and single race champion and all that shit got out of control when it was Joey Logano. Joey Logano is the reason, in my opinion, for all the outcry. When Joey Logano did it again a year ago, that was when people really, if Chase Elliott had won 2 championships in this format, I don't think we'd be having this discussion, and we'd probably still be in that format right now.
Mm-hmm.
It was the fact that it was Joey Logano.
But look at the way that Chase Elliott won his championship in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Questionable race that he got hot at the right time, won 2 out of the last 3 races, had a guy jump on pit road, jump back on pit road, didn't get penalized for it.
Yeah.
You know, at Martinsville with the race to go. Had he done that, he wouldn't have won Martinsville and wouldn't have made it to the final to win their championship. Like, you know, I mean, that one, that wasn't without its controversy.
Mm-hmm. I think where it would have got real interesting this year on the whole discussion, and again, the whole timeline of this was, I think it makes perfect sense that the whole thing got delayed, the announcement of it, because there were some internal changes that were going to happen at NASCAR after the lawsuit and everything that transpired with that. But I think that this would have got really interesting had Denny Hamlin won the championship, because I think that the fact that he didn't, there were some folks that were like, well, maybe the system, I'm not sure about the system, to where they were adamantly against it. And then he loses the championship, and it's like, well, but if Denny would have won, where would we be?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, look, that was the one reason, well, not the one reason, but that was one reason I wanted Denny to win the championship, just to see what the outcry was going to be, because I think Denny was a very fitting champion, would have been, going into this year. And he's racing hurt, by the way.
Hurt shoulder. Yeah, tore his shoulder up again playing basketball.
This guy, I'll tell you, it's Lindsey Vonn Jr. over there. But yeah. So here we go with the new. I mean, this is the best format. And look, I mean, so much of it is driven by the TV contracts. I mean, you have to have. I mean, that old system of just run all the races and let it play itself out, it just doesn't work. And I think the fact that when you had the press conference and you did have a couple of the folks that have been some of the biggest folks.
Mark Martin stands up and says, "This is the best thing you're going to get. Shut the hell up." That means it's the best thing you're going to get. Shut the hell up.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it. I mean, as well as I do, to where it's folks could say, "Oh, that system sucks." But the fact that he got over there and then Junior gets up there and says, essentially the same thing. It's like, okay, well, the system's okay then. This works for me. God dang. Oh man, we're
speaking of systems. Before we go, if you are privy to the NASCAR channel, which everybody should be, between Tubi and Roku and Amazon Prime. Apparently, it's on Amazon Prime.
Is that on that streaming? Is that on that streaming?
Well, it is, but it's free. It's free on Amazon. Or I guess you have to have. I don't know if you have to have Amazon Prime to watch the Amazon video. Either way, SiriusXM. With the NASCAR day coverage, or the NASCAR media day coverage on Wednesday for the 500, the NASCAR channel will be live with SiriusXM all day on Wednesday. You know how they do that? Well, you used to do your other show, so you didn't get the chance to watch the morning drive all that often on the NASCAR channel with SiriusXM. But they were
waving at Bruce backstage there. Huh?
Oh, they were they were doing they do the morning drive. You can watch it on the NASCAR channel, and normally it cuts off at 9:00. But on Wednesday, all day, every show will be live on the NASCAR channel.
Ooh, Danielle Trotta.
Yep.
Might have to watch that. That's good. What do they say? TV or radio on TV?
Radio on TV now. You never know.
God, unheard of.
Everybody wants video now.
Unheard of concept, I'll tell you. No. And of course, Wednesday will be qualifying. You've got the 150s on Thursday, trucks on Friday, O'Reilly Series on Saturday, and then the Daytona 500 scheduled to begin on Sunday.
Yeah,
we'll just say that.
Depends on who you watch. Depends on what percentage of rain you see. So,
yeah, well, the forecasters will all be out, and hopefully. Hey, I don't mind Monday. Nice thing about it is, so I will be at the Dallas Autorama Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be heading back to the home base here on Monday. I don't mind listening, to Channel 90 on the way back. That's a really cool way to listen to some of the racing. But if it pushes itself out, I don't mind a Monday afternoon race or Monday night race.
We'll see. They've done it both. They've done it both ways or maybe that was Tuesday night they did. I've seen them do it both ways. I don't know. We'll see.
I do just worry, because everything to me happens in trends, and the fact that the Cup Series hadn't had any type of rain or weather-related issues in season 2025, and then you come out of the gate with that in Winston-Salem. I kind of wonder if Mother Nature's not
That's
about
rough. Yeah.
not about to pay you back. Not about to pay you back. So hope not.
It's been like 2 years.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's been 2 years since they had a rain out.
Yeah.
They've had delays, but not an actual postponement.
Put the rain tires on at Daytona. That's what they're going to all say. Put the rain tires on. Got the rain tires. God, you can you imagine that? You thought that racing in the sleet was crazy. I had to post that the other day to where it's like, you guys at the dirt track don't want to run in the mud, but these guys are racing in sleet. And to the NASCAR drivers' credit, last thing, to the NASCAR drivers' credit, I heard somebody mention this. I don't remember if it was during the telecast or if it was afterwards and something. Those guys did a pretty damn good job adapting to it. I mean, I know they were bouncing off each other. I mean, it's hard not to. I mean, have you driven in the ice? I mean, hell, it's hard. But I think they did a pretty damn good job.
Snow's not bad.
No, snow is not bad.
Driving is good. Stopping in snow sucks.
Stopping is a son of a gun. That's where
stopping sucks on snow.
Yes. But I mean, I think that they did I think they did a really good job of figuring stuff out. But
so
again, this car is good for those kind of things. This car is good for those kind of things.
Hey, did you see that sticker that Magic Mike put on his car?
Looking good, ain't it? Looking good. It's the revved up 10-year anniversary. Revved up Sports Show 10-year anniversary sticker on the Magic Mike fleet of machines. Said he gained, what do you say, 10 horsepower?
10 horsepower per side.
Shit. You guys ought to reach out to Magic Mike and try to buy some of them stickers from him. Get him on your rides. Get out there and be as fast as Magic Mike. Got to talk to Magic Mike a lot over at Chili Bowl. Do you know, I didn't know this about Magic Mike until he told me. Did you know that he used to run like the beer garden type thing at the Hemisphere Arena for the Spurs?
No, had no idea.
Absolutely did not know that. He was telling me stories about championship wrestling and all the different things where he used to. It's really cool. I mean, it's like just Mike's one of those dudes. He's been around so long. Well, he's experienced to where he starts telling stories, and it's like you just find yourself, and like 45 minutes later, it's like, holy shit, you know, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
I guess it's about time for the LCQ.
23 laps to go right now in the modified. So yeah, we're getting to about that point. So I think I'm gonna go have me some more tortillas and stuff from last night, and we'll go from there. Yeah, good stuff. We'll do it again next week. We'll get you a date and time. Hopefully, be able to hook back up with Jared. Honestly, it's weird. Jared is usually Jared may be signing a contract right now, for crying out loud, after what we saw him do on the race for the seat. We'll get that buttoned up and hopefully be able to get you that. Rest of the week for you, my man, going to be hot and steamy up here.
Low-key week. Just got to survive tomorrow at the office, and then I actually have to work the full week this week. I didn't take any time off, and then just kind of hunker down and start watching Speed Week.
There you go.
You know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday's the big race. Going to go to Storman's house and have some fun. So,
oh, that's right. Yep. Did you build?
It's not cut out yet.
You got one?
The tiplet's cut out, but it's not cut out on the wood yet. I got to work on that. I should have worked on that this weekend, but
I should have told you to go race mine over there. It's metal though.
Yeah.
Illegal. Cheating ass racers. I can't wait to see what they show up with. That'll be good. All right, friends. Follow the socials. Again, don't know what was going on with the Revved Up Facebook page. We'll try to get that reconnected with Restream. The other Facebook pages are working, so we'll figure out what that is. We'll do it again next week. Of course, be sure and like the YouTube page, subscribe to that. And we do this every week, sometimes multiple times. I guess next week we'll recap the Daytona 500, my man.
That's right. Be time for the show that nobody, or the race that nobody watches. We'll have lots of opinions on it.
That's right. Yeah, I ain't watching that shit. I turned it off. That's why I love doing that, where it's like, I ain't watching that shit. And then I'll purposely post something that didn't happen. And it's like, what? Yeah.
What race
you watching?
Yeah. What the hell are you watching?
Yeah, you're watching. All right, friends. Bobby, have a great rest of the week, friends. We look forward to catching you all again next time. This has been #Real Race Talk. It is the Revved Up Sports Show from Texas. Be well. We'll see you soon.